Hey YouTube. Okay, so I wanted to this month, starting the beginning of July, I wanted to start making more content on this channel so people get to know me as opposed to me just posting shorts. I've said this before, but YouTube terrifies me a little bit. I find the audience here to be not so nice. Not so nice. I'm hoping to build my own community here where I have built on TikTok. So my people know me, I know my people, and the rest of you that don't have anything constructive or nice to say, I can just hide you from the channel. So I want to do more YouTube happening here. I wanted to talk about dating in your 40s, almost into your 50s. Those of us who are single by choice, single by death, you're a widow, or single by separation or divorce, and what it's like to date in your 40s and 50s. And what I'm learning is the older I'm getting, the less interest I actually have in meeting somebody. Right? So I do the things, I do the dates, I go out and try to meet people and have conversations because I'm a very personable person. So I like talking to people because I like learning from people. Because I think sometimes the date is romantic and sometimes the date is you actually learn something. You met somebody nice, you met somebody cool, and you learned something, right? I like learning from people. So the kind of men that I usually go on dates with tend to be white collar businessmen. And so I'm always learning on these dates. I always walk away with something, even if romance is not the thing. So I do like going on those dates. But I had stopped dating for a little bit. I had taken like a 2 year hiatus. I was going on dates regularly and I was doing my dating stories or dating series on TikTok, talking to my community about what the date was like, what the guy was like, what I wore, did the whole thing. Help me get ready for the date. Who was the guy I'm going out with? Did I like him? Did I not like him? I remember going on a date with a gentleman and I should have known. In the middle of the date, I kept forgetting what his name was. I kept forgetting what this man's name was. And we went to like a high scale restaurant, like $500 bill. You had to make reservations, paid for my valet, showed up for the second date with a $250 Target gift card, flowers. And the second date, we went to a restaurant on the water. Lovely guy, great guy. I could not remember this man's name. Even when I came on TikTok to tell a story, I kept having to go in the app to remember what this man's name was. So if you go on a date with somebody and in the middle of the date, at the end of the date, even when he's done the nicest and you can't remember this man's name, you probably should just cut it there. So I cut my losses with that guy. He was so nice, so sweet. But if I'm forgetting your name mid meal, you're probably not the guy for me. But he was a lovely guy. And then I went on a date with this gentleman. He had just transplanted down in Florida. He was an Italian from North Italy, like Italian. Had lived in, oh my God, what's that? There's Switzerland. Had lived in Switzerland and then came to America. And I thought something was going to come of that. Nothing did. Story for another day. But what I want to say is for women, older women that are still, going out and still dating, sometimes just accept that you're going to meet somebody new. You're going to talk to somebody. Most of my dates now are with Steve, and you'll learn more about who Steve is on my channel. But I go out with Steve because Steve is my husband. He's a gay man. And I still get to have all the accoutrements of being treated like a woman, treated like a lady. And at the end of the date, I kiss and I hug him, and we both go to our homes. No expectations. So I find that I like hanging out with gay men. I like dates with gay men. And so I've been doing that a lot. But if you're in your 40s and your 50s wanting to date, I would say accept the dates. You just never know who you're going to meet. You have no idea who's going to meet. Who you're going to meet. You have no idea who you're going to be sitting across the table from. So accept the dates, put on the clothes, put on the perfume, do the makeup, do the hair. I feel like since COVID, a lot of us have been working from home. We've been in our house, and it's allowed us to be a little bit more frumpy, a little bit more dumpy. I get up and get dressed, makeup, hair to work from my house. I do that because I just don't want to ever lose my sense of style and whimsy and feminine. I still want to feel all those things, even if I'm sitting at my chair at home, even if I'm going out with my gay my gay boyfriends. I go out with them, and the thing about gay men, when you go out with them, they're so good for your ego because they're always going to tell you how beautiful you look or how nice you smell and all the things. But ladies, accept the date, sit across from the person. You never know. You may not be meeting your love match, but you may be meeting a really good friend. And sometimes you meet men who, and this has happened to me, who are going on dates to perform, but they really like men. And so I've sat across some dates with men I just made them feel comfortable. And, I'm a pretty open minded person. I don't judge people a whole lot. And, through the course of the date, they just confess that they like men. And so one date, I actually ended up taking him down to the drive where Steve and I go all the time. And I think he met somebody down there. That's the fun of dating. You just never know who you're going to meet across the table. But I'm sure a lot of you on YouTube know who Shira 7 is. One of the things that I do take with Shira 7 when she says, stop talking so much and stop telling your business. I think a lot of women try to sell themselves on dates, and you shouldn't be trying to sell yourself. You should just be trying to get to know the person on the other side of the table. And they don't have to know your whole life story over the first meal. Especially if you sat down at the table and you're already feeling the vibes like this ain't going to work. Now you just told a stranger a lot of your life that they weren't owed, and you're not owed all of their life. So keep it light, keep it cute, don't tell all your business, and have a good time. I'm going to be with my Stevie Pooh and I plan on having a good time.